All right, welcome back in. Today we have Liv on the show. Liv is a TikTok affiliate creator who is crushing it and documenting the process. We were just talking briefly before about how there really is, and I'll let you set this up, but there is no other opportunity on social quite like this. And why is that?
Totally. I was just saying that the TikTok algorithm is really the best algorithm. I mean, I think that's kind of well known, but I feel like it's just very favored towards the creator versus how many followers you have. Like Instagram, other platforms, like the more followers you have, the more views you're gonna get, versus TikTok is like how good your content is. Like that's the only thing that determines how viral it's gonna go, really. So that's why
Yep.
I love it so much.
And for the uninitiated, how would you describe what you do and how you make money from it?
Right. Yeah. So basically it's pretty much glorified affiliate marketing. I talk about a product and I have it linked right below. The way TikTok works is you can actually link the product to the video. So it's not like they have to go find some external link and then click it. It's just linked on the video. And then if they buy it or if they buy anything below it that's also listed, then you get commissions for that. And usually it ranges from like 10 to 40% commission, which is pretty high.
Very high.
Yeah.
And you don't need to have a huge audience to do this. Are there any requirements? And if so, what are they?
Yes, there are. Typically, you need 5,000 followers just like across the board. However, TikTok has run like a beta program for certain creators with below 5K. I think you need at least 1K to get into that beta program. So I have one account that has like 4,000 that's in it, but usually it's 5K and above followers, which is pretty easy. I know people that grow 5K follower accounts in like a week or two.
Yeah. And how many accounts do you do this through?
Currently I have three accounts that I'm posting on. It ranges though, but three accounts and they're each kind of for a different niche. Like one account I do mainly supplements, one account I do more like skincare, and then my personal account I kind of just do whatever I feel like doing.
Got it. And do you feel like it's important to divide them up instead of just growing one page?
Yeah, I think it helps with like basically like TikTok will help you when you start posting content, they'll find your audience and they'll continue to push your videos out to that same like niche. So it's better. It doesn't You don't have to always do it by niche. I know people that do like all different products in all different niches and are fine, but it does help, I feel like, narrow in the audience if you do that.
And then what happens if you get a million views on a product promotion, straight promotional video with the product attached? What is sort of like the range that someone could expect to convert off of, let's just say a million views?
Right. Yeah. So typically, it depends on the conversion rate. I have a video with 12 million views that's done. I've made like 5K profit, which isn't that much, I would say, for like how many views that is. But I've also had videos that do have like 3 million views that have done 20K profit or 25K
Wow.
profit. So it really does range. But typically, I would say like a million views, you're gonna earn about 10K commissions.
And are you picking products that are higher in price so you earn higher commission, or like how do you think about the range of item price?
Yeah, totally. I do definitely look at the commission. Like, I feel like 10% is definitely on the lower end. I'm also a part of an agency called Creators Corner where we have like deals with brands, and so we'll have increased commission for that. So like anywhere between
Cool.
20 and 40 typically.
That's very cool. Um, And out of all the people that you've seen do this, because clearly you're in groups and connected with a lot of people who do the same stuff. What is sort of what are the top performers doing? What is the upside for someone who's really successful at it? And sort of what could how long is the ramp up as well?
Right. Honestly, I've seen it all across the board. I've seen creators come in that blow up in their first week doing it, and they're like 2 weeks in, they're already 10K profit, which is amazing. For me personally, it took me a little over a month to really gain some traction. So I started in end of January of last year, so about a year ago today. And then my first viral video was the beginning of March of 2024. And that is when I had my first 10K month was March of 2024. But it really can range. Like if you're an experienced creator, I feel like that helps you a lot because you kind of know what kind of content to make. But also people learn and some people are really fast learners and yeah.
Are there, certain niches of product that just do way better than others? Like, like, do books sell on TikTok affiliate or like do supplement, like, what are the big categories that you see, that you'd recommend?
For sure. I would 100% say supplements are the number one. And they also usually have the highest commission, just across the board. But then I would also say clothing is a big one for girls. There's a girl I know, she only does clothing on her account and she'll post like 5 videos a day because you can make really quick videos for clothing. It's not like you have to explain that much. You just have to show it. So that's a fun one. And I feel like there's a ton of clothing on TikTok Shop as well. So I would say one of those two.
Interesting. And why do you think, I feel like all the big creators that I follow, they don't do it. Why do you think that is?
That's a great question. There's the Creator Fund, which is also on TikTok, which I guarantee a lot of like the bigger creators are on, which is basically if you post a video that's over a minute, you're getting paid out just based on views. And so that's another like avenue to go down if you want to make income. I think you need 10K followers to do that.
Yeah, that's one that I've had some like random success with where it's like I'm
Okay.
not even intentionally doing it, but
Yeah.
like I remember there was a moment when I'm a big collectibles guy and I have a bunch of stuff around the Titanic. And when the submersible thing went down, I was like the number one person for that story, right? So I did
Really?
like 25 million long form views and it was
Oh
like,
my
oh wow,
gosh.
$20,000 for no reason.
That's so
That's
cool.
crazy. Um,
Yeah.
but um, but yeah, so that I mean that probably makes sense. Although, it's
Totally.
so funny. I always laugh when I see videos that are like 55 seconds.
I
Um,
know.
and they have like millions of views. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Just 5 more seconds. That's
yeah,
all
they
you
just
need.
had to like, put a blank screen at the end and they
I
probably,
know.
gotten paid for it.
No,
Uh,
it's so true.
so that's the reason why you think, these creators aren't really doing it, or because it just takes more effort.
Yeah, I would say that's exactly why. It just takes a little bit more effort if you want to be a TikTok Shop affiliate. I do know some larger creators that do it. And I think it's becoming more popular. Like, for example, Aspen Ovard, who's like really big on YouTube. I just saw she posted a TikTok Shop video. And so I think that's cool that more bigger creators are starting to do it. But yeah, I feel like they're just mostly in the creator fund right now, but that might switch in the future.
Makes sense. Are there, obviously, we were able to avoid the TikTok ban for now. Are there any other platforms that are trying to do similar things, or have you experimented at all with any other, platforms and trying to convert
Yeah,
affiliate?
totally, totally. So Instagram, I think, has a lot of potential to create something similar. There's currently Instagram Shop, but you aren't earning commissions, at least not anywhere near what TikTok Shop looks like. YouTube, I could see doing something similar with their shorts, but currently there's no platform that has something where it's like as straightforward as TikTok Shop. But I do see that coming in the future at some point. And if TikTok were to go away, I'm sure like we
It would
would,
happen faster. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That makes sense. So the ramp up for you is about a month, and then how much were you doing in that first month when, it started to work out for you?
Yeah, consistency is key. I was posting at least like 2 or 3 videos a day. I also in the beginning I chose like I think it was 3 brands and I would only post for them. I wasn't posting like a bunch of different products. I was just posting for those 3 brands every single day. And that I think helps TikTok find your audience, especially when you're first starting out because you don't really maybe know how to make like the TikTok shop style of content. Um, but it just kind of makes it more straightforward, I think, to stick to just a few brands in the beginning. And so that was what I was doing, just three videos a day, every day. And I think the consistency like really builds up. It's the same thing as like going viral. Like people say you have to post every day in order to go viral. It's the same kind of concept.
Makes sense. Um, and what are like the most extreme examples that you've ever seen of someone who has a couple thousand followers on an account who has made the most amount of money? Like when I say that, like what comes to mind?
Yes, I know a girl. She she has posted like a Korean skincare product video, and she went super viral. I want to say she's made over like $250,000 profit just from like a few videos talking about Korean skincare. And I do think there's something to hopping on products that are already trending. For example, that product was like one of the top products on TikTok Shop at the time. So it already had that momentum, and TikTok Shop pushes those videos out more. You don't want to find a product that has zero sales because it's going to be a lot harder to get that going unless it's like some insanely cool video. So finding a product that's already like has momentum. I also know another girl, she posts so many times. She posts like 5 times a day, every day. She has multiple accounts and she does like 100K months really consistently.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, I mean, to be doing that same amount in like YouTube AdSense, you have to be doing, I mean, hundreds of millions of views, many hundreds of millions of views on shorts and probably tens of millions of views on long form. I mean,
Yeah.
the opportunity is pretty incredible. And sort of the interesting thing, like, for I interview people all the time who build brands on social and who build accounts. And it's always, you're building mansions on rented land when you're doing it on these platforms and you're relying on it to be around forever. But kind of the beautiful thing about this is that that's not that at all. It's a single, one-time hit. And if it works, you get paid out in full for the performance and you don't care about that. Like if TikTok goes away, it's not like only your, you know, you're not penalized for the stuff you've done in the past. You're
Exactly.
just you're just looking forward. Um,
Exactly.
what would you recommend to someone who's like listening to this and they're like, "Wow, I didn't know this was possible. How do I get into this?" What would you recommend to them?
Yeah, I would say first step is getting an account that's eligible for TikTok Shop. That can be done by you can grow an account organically, which is always like my first recommendation, just because those accounts tend to get the least amount of violations. You don't run into issues. I've also known people that will buy accounts that have a lot of followers already. That's not like the preferred method, just because you can get banned and stuff a lot easier doing that. But growing an account to 5K, or applying to the TikTok Shop beta program where you get in with less than 5K if you're already posting consistently, that you should be able to get into that. And then comes like the product research part, like going on the TikTok Shop, just like interface and seeing what the best products are, and like the trending ones that you feel connected to. I definitely recommend like always using or promoting products that you actually would use in real life, just because I don't know, people can read the energy through the screen sometimes. So if you actually use the product, like it's going to come off a lot more authentic. And so yeah, that would be my first recommendation. Then order the product. Sometimes you can just request a free sample too. Not all the time. I would just like order it. It's usually not that expensive. And also finding products that are in like a good price range. I think like the key is like $30 to $50, even like $30 to $40, because people, I think TikTok Shop is just so new that people aren't wanting to spend $100 on one product on TikTok Shop. It's not like Amazon yet, where people are like trust it that much. So it's more for like smaller ticket, lower ticket items. And so somewhere in that price range, and then order the product and start making videos and just adjust. I always like look for inspiration for videos and look at what other creators are doing, because then you can see what's working, and also just use your creativity too, because being different is a good thing.
This episode is powered by thehobbyletter.com. It's the newsletter that I started that shares everything we do on the marketing front, everything that we use to build Hoops Nation 0 to 10 million on social, everything that we've used to build dozens of brands to over 100,000 or a million in their own niches and grow the business. Everything on Instagram, everything on Facebook, everything on TikTok, everything on Twitter, so on and so forth, including our campaign business as well. It's everything that we learn from other people, everything we've learned ourselves from experience. I hope you check it out, thehobbyletter.com. Your first month is on me. So check it out. Link in the description below, and I'll see you there. Totally. What and how many times are you posting a day now across these three accounts that you're running?
Yeah, I try to post 2 to 3 times. Like I have sometimes I will not post for one brand every day, but I try to post for them like pretty much every day. Especially if I'm like really trying to run up a brand. Like sometimes I'll take breaks because there's one brand I've been doing for like 9 months now, because I work with them and I'm like managing their creators. So I don't post for them necessarily every day, just because you can get burnt out if you're doing a product every day for 9 months, you know? So I do like two times a day usually.
Got it. So you're also, as part of this group, you're working with the brands directly for higher commission, and it sounds like you're also helping them get other creators to make videos about it.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's a cool setup. It's more like a course. You learn how to like um do TikTok shop, you like best practices, how to get the account set up. It's really helpful how help walk me through that.
Cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
What what are your goals with it? What do you want to happen? Or like is there anything that hasn't happened yet that you want to happen? Or is it just about like trying to get that next viral video?
Yeah, I would say huge goal of mine would be 100K month, and I could see happening. Also, a 20 million viewed video. I have my highest viewed TikTok video is at 12 million. So once I feel like a 20 million would be amazing.
And what was that video?
It was talking about an NAD supplement, like an anti-aging supplement. Um, yeah, it was just a talking video. There's different styles of videos. Like sometimes people will not talk at all and they'll just have text on the screen, but this one was a talking video where I was talking to the camera.
And what are all the different sort of styles if you can break them down? So there's not talking, there's talking. What else is there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the different styles just from seeing them on their For You page. But I would say the non-talking, where you get like a viral sound and then you do like a text hook, is what we would call it, over the screen, and like pretty much convincing people to buy the product. And then the talking video, like a normal talking video, would just be like kind of me talking to the camera like this, telling them about the product, why they should buy it. There's also like a conspiracy style, which you maybe have seen where people are like, they're banning TikTok because of this right here. And then they show like a clip of someone like talking about something. Um, and then there's like a story time style where you tell a story and then somehow intertwine the product into it. So those are just some examples, but those are like the main ones I would say.
Is there anything that isn't allowed? Like, what are you not allowed to do or say or promote when talking about a product to qualify for commission?
Yeah, totally. There's certain keywords that TikTok doesn't like fat, skinny, anything alluding to weight loss. You have to be really careful. And there's a lot of weight loss supplements that are on TikTok Shop, like digestive pills and stuff like that. And
You have to
they
be real
really
creative talking about
yeah,
it.
exactly. Like they don't want you to say Ozempic, like stuff like that. Anything to do with drugs, like I avoid saying like pill, even if it's a supplement, I'll be like a capsule or something. But there's yeah, certain keywords like that, but and then you also can't like take someone else's video and like there's a lot of issues with people stitching other people's videos and then using it to sell a product. Like I try to avoid doing that because it can get flagged for like unoriginal content.
Got it. Got it. And then you would recommend, like, do you also post videos that are not product related? And how do you balance that dynamic?
Yeah, so I have three accounts, like I was saying. On two of the accounts, I only post TikTok Shop videos. And then on my third account, I do probably 50-50 mix of TikTok Shop and then just like daily lifestyle kind of content. And I I'm just making money from the TikTok Shop videos. So that's and this is my full-time income. So I definitely focus on that. But then I also have like that creative side where I just want to talk to talk to people and make relatable content as well. So
Got it.
sorry, wait, what was that? Was that the question you asked?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
What how many followers do each of the accounts have, and what do you think is like is that even relevant?
Yeah, it's not super relevant. Like I've seen people with a million something followers that get the same engagement as an account with like 5,000 followers. But let's see. So I have on my personal that I post a mix of content, I currently have 4,200 followers, so 4,200. And then on my like main supplement account, I have 38,000. And then on my last account where I do like skincare is 1,500.
Got it.
Yeah.
And with that, which is under 50,000, you think that there's clearly a map to making $2 per follower per month effectively if you're doing $100,000 month.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
incredible.
It's amazing. It's the best way to make money right now, for sure.
And how many people are doing this? What's the competition like? Is it oversaturated? Is it, not even close yet? What are your
I mean, I would say it's getting there. It's just like all things where you make money online. It's very new for a while and then starts to get oversaturated, similar to like the Amazon space back in 2020. But I would say that it's still not oversaturated by any means. I think when I first started a year ago, it was definitely a lot less people and it was a lot easier to do some things, but it's still not oversaturated, I would say. Definitely a lot of opportunity there.
Do you think a lot of people have been scared away by the TikTok ban, or what's sort of like the commentary around that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think a lot of people were just like, we're gonna wait it out and see. I also saw like my sales drop quite a bit the day before the ban and the day of the ban and like even the day after the ban because I just think people were like, I don't want to order something if I don't know if it's ever gonna come. Like I can't even use the app, so I'm not gonna order
Yeah.
anything. But I do think I'm praying that they're able to make a sale to the US of some sort and they're able to work it out so we can keep TikTok around.
Yeah, I know. Likewise. It seemed, I mean, what the hell do I know? But it seemed like there's potential.
Yeah, it
There's
does. I mean, TikTok's virtually worthless without the United States. They can't use it in China. They don't really use it in any other large countries. Like Canada has it, the UK has it, but they all watch our content anyways. So it's like
yeah.
they need the US in it.
Yeah, and India already banned it. And
Yeah,
you know what would happen if the US really banned it is all the other countries would ban it too. So
exactly,
it's like,
exactly.
yeah. The India one was crazy though. I remember there were a lot of pages where engagement just dropped
Yeah,
off a cliff. This was
yeah,
like I guess 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
for
Um,
sure.
but uh, but yeah, so hopefully something is worked out there because yeah, TikTok Shop, TikTok Live. I mean, even the 1 minute plus video, situation is. I mean, their RPM or whatever you want to call it, CPM rate is like 5 times better than YouTube for minute long videos.
That's
I'm getting like
crazy.
$1 per 1,000 views,
That's
which
amazing.
is, I mean, I believe that's what pretty much every niche is getting.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, there's nothing else like it. I mean,
It's crazy.
on one of our accounts, we probably do 300 million impressions a month, and Instagram doesn't pay anything for that. You have to
Yeah,
monetize through, direct advertising relationships.
yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
so it'll be interesting to see if all the other platforms follow suit because clearly, I mean, this is such a great thing for all the brands too because I mean, the
Yeah.
brands have to be thrilled. They're setting the commission rates, and I guess that's the last thing we should talk about quickly here is
Yeah.
like what's in it for these brands? How are these brands benefiting from it? And if you were to put yourself in the brand's shoes, how would you make the most of this as well?
Totally. Yeah. So I've seen brands absolutely blow up on TikTok Shop where maybe they were doing virtually no sales before they joined, and then they had one viral video and now everyone's using them. Like they're like a well-known name. I think that it kind of depends on your product. If you're a brand owner, like it does, if you have a $150 product, like it's likely not going to blow up unless it's something like very like I've seen vacuums that are like $100 kind of go viral on TikTok, and that makes sense because it's something like you're going to have for a while and like everyone kind of needs one. But typically I would say if you have a product that's between like 20 and $50 or even like 10 and $50, like that TikTok shop is an amazing place for it, especially if it has like some unique features that like are viral material. Yeah, there's tons of opportunities. Also, I wanted to talk about lives a little bit
Yeah.
because that's like another huge thing on TikTok Shop is like people will go live with the product, and I've seen people make thousands of dollars from like sitting on live for an hour or two. And I know you said in the beginning that some or your business partner goes live.
Yeah, one of the brands we own goes live
Oh, cool.
on one of our accounts. Uh,
Yeah,
and yeah, it does really well. Yeah, and they do, they have single streams that do 500,000 to 1 million a month
that's amazing.
from, like sports cards.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
amazing.
know this is very real.
Yeah.
Although they're selling well, we're selling our own product on those streams. We're not we buy the product, but then we're selling it direct. It's not like drop shipped or third party.
Right, right, right.
Most of these people who are doing the live, so they're not fulfilling these orders. They're just
Yes.
doing through the same as the regular videos.
Right, they're like affiliates, except brand owners, like you can also, if you have your product on TikTok Shop, I think you can also sell it on TikTok Shop. Like you just won't get the commissions because you're getting everything instead.
Gotcha. And people are crushing on live too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Some people are just like prefer to go live and like interact with the audience in a live setting. And I've seen a lot of like clothing people go viral with doing lives. And I think I've heard like over in Asia, lives are like super big right now. Like
Yeah.
everyone is like watching lives. And so I do see that coming to America at some point, and lives really getting a lot more popular.
Agreed. What do you think makes like a good live stream? How do you get more viewers into a stream? What's the sort of algorithm that you're aware of there?
Yeah, so the people that I know that consistently go live, they'll essentially write out a script that's maybe like 3 to 5 minutes long, and they'll just read over that script over and over again because typically you're not going to get someone in your live that's staying there for like 10, 20 minutes. You're going to have someone for like a few minutes at most. And so it's kind of easy because you're able to just repeat yourself over and over. And sometimes people will just have the product, like they won't show their face at all, and they'll just be showing the product in front of them. Or I've known other people that will like demonstrate it. If it's clothing, they'll be wearing it and have like more behind them. So it kind of depends on what the product is, but the script thing is pretty consistent, I feel like.
Makes sense. That's great. Well, clearly this sounds like just about one of the best opportunities on social we've ever covered. So
For sure.
thank you so much for doing this. And
Thank you.
we'll link all your info in the hobby letter that's written about it and right here on the podcast. So yeah,
Perfect.
thanks so much again for doing this,
Thank you so much. Thanks for talking to me.
everybody. Peace.